Complex right here in Macau, China, as we bring you another live and exclusive coverage in the ASEAN Basketball League Season number 9, Rise to Greatness. Fourth and final matchup of the elimination round by the Macau Black Bears and the Hong Kong Eastern Macau. Of course, holding home court today here in the University of Macau. You guys are joined by Martin Javier, Noel Zarate in this game. Welcome to the coverage, Noel. Good evening to you. Exciting game ahead of us here. A lot of fireworks ahead of us here.
Well, let's see if the ring can actually withstand the Sam Deguara attack this time around. You have to remember, Martin, the last time these two teams met, Sam Deguara almost destroyed the rim here today. Let's see if it's gonna hold.
Let's take a look at the records here. Both of these teams, Hong Kong Eastern right now at 12-9, 21 games already. Macau Black Bears not far behind at the number 6 position, only playing 15 games also. They have a lot of games coming up to make up for this slow start or shaky start to the season.
Well, you know, for the Hong Kong Eastern squad, they only have 5 games remaining in their season. And if the playoffs started today, they'd be the number 6 seed, and Macau would probably be the number 7 seed. So this is a game that they actually still have an outside chance for both teams to actually make the top 4, but it has to begin today.
Both of these teams, of course, belonging to the same decision or bracket or division rather. Wu Jansin on your screens as the home team is being introduced here on the floor. Again, Macau Black Bears 4-2 here at home, while they are 4-5 on the road. Hong Kong Eastern visiting today for the 4th and final time against the Macau Black Bears here. Now, it's no secret, Noel, that so far in the 15 games of Macau, they've been having a lot of problems with taller teams here in the league, with Ryan Watkins being the only legitimate big man at 6'9".
Right, you're right about that. This is a very good running team. They actually do the rebounding as a team. But again, you have somebody like Sam Deguara at 7'5", and the addition of Michael Holyfield at 6'11". That's really a lot of height that the Hong Kong Eastern squad brings to the table here today against the Macau Black Bears. Now, if Macau can get off and running, we could have a pretty even game.
And this is our previous performance of the Hong Kong Eastern, a win against the defending champions.
Oh, yeah.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 88-83 was the score, and Big Sam, my oh my, accounted for 31 of the 57 rebounds that night by Hong Kong.
You know, they had 51 rebounds among 2 people. Sam Deguara had 31 and 20 coming from Michael Holyfield. Only 6 rebounds left for the other remaining members of the team. But you have to remember, you have to take that victory with a grain of salt for Hong Kong Eastern, because Alab Pilipinas did not have PJ Ramos until he had food poisoning in that game.
That's right. PJ sat out that game, so it was Ronaldo Balkman who acted as the center for Alab Pilipinas in that one. Mike McKinney, on the other hand, playing big.
I love that.
The Macau Black Bears, look at that heave to beat the buzzer there. Mike McKinney almost, or at least flirting with a triple-double on the road against the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Yeah, 36 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Add to that 1 block, probably his best game of the season. And what a time to come, because this is a team that has struggled to pick up road wins, and they have actually done very, very well here at home. As you mentioned, only 2 home losses. One of them, however, was against Hong Kong Eastern in their last meeting.
That's right. Well, these 2 teams, last time they met, it was, well, the only close game so far between them. It was 111-109, down to wire finish. And let's take a look at the matchup at the center position here. Holyfield versus Watkins. What do you think of that, Noel?
Well, you know, these guys should even each other out, which means Big Sam DeGuara is going to have another field day here today. You know, for Macau, they don't have that extra guy to body up. You saw it in San Miguel, Alab, Pilipinas, when Ronaldo Balkman had to take on Michael Holyfield. Nobody, poor Alabanza was left all alone to guard Sam DeGuara. So it's going to be advantage in that matchup. It's going to be advantage to Hong Kong in all fronts when you talk about height.
And last time they met, it was a shootout. I believe they had a total of 12 3-pointers in the first quarter. You were fortunate enough to cover that shootout in Southern Stadium. What was the game like, especially in the beginning, Noel?
Well, you know, they still had, that was a different atmosphere because it was still O'Darian Bassett.
That's right.
In tow for Hong Kong Eastern. OD went ballistic. I believe he even got player of the game honors in that one. But, you know, you take O'Darian Bassett out, it becomes the Marcus Elliott show with 2 bodyguards and Sam DeGuara and Michael Holyfield. Now,
I like how you put it, though.
Yeah. Well, for the Macau Black Bears, of course, they will lean a lot on Mike McKinney and Anthony Tucker in this one. But let's see if the new local guy can actually help out. They have a new guy by the name of Chan Zong Chan, who is in the starting lineup right now. They call him the Yi Jianlian of Macau.
Wow, okay. So if Lai Katong is the Yao Ming of Macau, Tian Zhongchen is the Yi Jianlian. Okay, let's
see if he lives up to that billing, though.
He is in the starting unit here, so we'll get an early look of him here in tonight's ball game. But ball is up here. Macau Black Bears missing 2 outside shots right away. But they're fortunate enough to gain another possession here. Last touch against Hong Kong Eastern.
And I think the strategy right here is long shots produce long rebounds. If you get those long shots and they miss, the long rebounds take away the 2 7-footers from the equation.
Yeah. So Anthony Tucker will trigger it in for Macau. Here is Tian. He is looking for Nathan Yu, who, by the way, also played a big game in their previous game. Almost nailed the buzzer-beating shot against Hong Kong Eastern last time around. Nathan Yu, speaking of, missing the corner shot. Another offensive rebound here for the Macau Black Bears. Anthony Tucker. Oh, McKinney deflecting the pass intended for Nathan Yu. Back to McKinney here, driving floater in the lane. Baseline floater is good.
So basically, the strategy has been working so far for Macau. Long shots produce long rebounds, and McKinney was just able to do enough to get that the defense off balance.
And a good shot inside for the Macau Black Bears. Almost deflected. Lee Kee is able to recover. He will dish it out to Chan Shu Wing. Marcus Holyfield. Elliott forced to go inside, and that's going to be a turnover against Hong Kong Eastern. So that's a problem here for Sam DeGuara. Parked in the paint early here, called for the 3 seconds in the key.
Exactly. You know, for Hong Kong, they should relax a little bit. You know, this height advantage will play to their advantage, but they can't force it on every offensive thrust.
That's right. And let's see how Macau will respond. McKinney goes to Watkins. Here's the open look for Tian, who nails the 3-pointer. Welcome to the ASEAN Basketball League, Tian Zhongchen.
So the Yi Jianlian of Macau makes his presence felt, huh?
There you go. Marcus Elliott will try to answer. He does. Nothing but net.
Now this is going to be a big basket for Marcus Elliott. He needs to be able to get the defense away from the 2 bigs. So when they start trading on him, he can just actually start feeding those 2 bigs.
And the 2 bigs are actually surrounded by shooters now. You got Chan Shu Wing, Marcus Elliott, and Lee Kee surrounding Michael Holyfield and Big Sam DeGuara. Here is Macau. Nathan Yu being guarded by another local, Lee Kee. Shot clock down to 4 for Macau. Tian back to Tucker to the corner. That rolls out. DeGuara gets the rebound.
And you know, it took them so long to get that shot off, and I think it's part of the game plan to actually get as many touches as necessary for everybody to get involved and take the shot at the very, very end of the shot clock. And another offensive foul, another turnover in the paint for Hong Kong.
And this is on the seal by Michael Holyfield. Called for the offensive foul as he was trying to get position. And good defense there played by Tian. So Tian making his presence felt on both ends of the floor already. Anthony Tucker seeing an opening, kicking it out. Tian again left open. That is way off for Tien. Rebound goes to Big Sam. Marcus Elliott bringing the ball down. Here is Elliott. Marcus Elliott at his best when he is attacking the paint. That time he was able to draw the foul.
Well, he was picked up by Chan Jong Chan on the switch, and Marcus Elliott wants to see how's the lateral movement of this kid. Let's get to know him on defense. And Marcus Elliott wins that battle.
That's how you challenge and make a mark on the defensive end for Marcus Elliott. Lee Key driving, kicking it out. Marcus Elliott moving closer, takes the contact again from Tien. And Marcus Elliott taking it strong here.
Yeah, because Chad's not part of the scouting report, so Marcus Elliott's thinking, I should put this guy on the bench and we can just concentrate on what we worked on. That's exactly what's going to happen here with Liu coming in to replace Tian, and 2 free throws coming up for Marcus Elliott.
It was sort of a rude welcome here in the ABL for Tian Zong Tian, getting 2 personal fouls in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, and both of them courtesy of Marcus Elliott attacking.
Well, Marcus Elliott knows exactly what to do. As you mentioned, when there's a little bit of an opening, he's going to take advantage of that. Now, he hasn't gotten the 2 guys involved yet, but he's probably telling the guys, all right, me first, I'll feed you guys later.
So Marcus Elliott at the free throw line now. And on the floor, the last 2 World Import MVPs, Marcus Elliott and Anthony Tucker going head-to-head again. So that should be exciting.
Yeah, you know, the last time these 2 teams met, Elliott had an advantage at the start, but then Anthony Tucker sort of warmed up towards the end, made it a close game.
And that's been the thing for Anthony Tucker this season, Noel. He's always had a slow start, at least in most of their games, as we see there, a basket coming from Liu.
And usually able to get that done. And, you know, for Anthony Tucker, he's looking to pass first at all times.
That's true. And Liu stepped on the sideline there, so a turnover here for Macau. Unable to capitalize on a turnover they got on the other end.
Right.
So 6.5 remaining here in the first quarter.
Now, one of the things also that Macau has to take care of is they have a very shallow lineup right now. Trying to go up against a very big lineup of Hong Kong. They should be able to pace themselves as well, Martin.
That's right. Because these 2 players will overwhelm you as Chan Siu Wing drops in the three-pointer.
Yeah, they're looking for an illegal pick. They might actually have a point, but again, Chan Siu Wing, he's in there to try and defend Mike McKinney. But these 3-pointers are also part of his arsenal, so he's doing his job pretty well so far.
Hong Kong Eastern grabs the lead here as Liu Zihao missing the 3-pointer there. Here comes Hong Kong. They go to Big Sam. Deguara forcing his way in and able to get the bucket.
Yeah, and if you're Ryan Watkins, you have to make a choice. Do you guard Big Sam or do you guard Holyfield? I'm sure they watched the video already. The Holyfield likes to come from the top going down, but you know, you got to be able to work on Sam Deguara as well. Nobody's going to be able to stop him. I mean, the next tallest guy on the floor is probably Nathan Yu at 6'3".
That time, Yu Zihao was actually unfortunate to be on Big Sam in that sequence. So Hong Kong Eastern will grab a 3-point advantage. And Hong Kong Eastern Hill will put in Tang Chi Hang replacing Sam Deguara. And they have the luxury to do that now, Noel, because you got Michael Holyfield who can slide in at the center position for them.
Right, you know, Tang Chi Hang had to play a lot of center in the first half of the season for the Hong Kong Eastern squad. But now back to his normal position at the power forward, and now they can even do zone.
Here's the kick out. Liu Zihao fires and knocks it down.
Well, that's one of the big problems also if you play zone against Macau. Even their big guys, if they do have real big guys, Liu Zihao at 6'4" can knock it down from deep.
This is low-key a shootout early here in Macau. High-low play. Oh, Watkins getting active, but Holyfield breaking away. Oh, good help from behind by Liu. Here is Anthony Tucker fouled at midcourt.
That was just great help there coming from Liu Zihao. Knowing that his teammate was beat, it was a triple team on Holyfield. Now this is the disadvantage also for Hong Kong. If you sit down Deguara, Holyfield becomes the lone target at the post.
Right. And Liu Zihao not giving up on the play there. Oh,
great fake.
Fakes the pass. No basket though, but a foul on the rebound play. Hong Kong Eastern will be called for this one.
Yeah, Michael Holyfield lost position there against Ryan Watkins. If anything, Watkins is it has great defensive rebounding position all the time. Holyfield has to figure out how to spin around that.
So we're all tied up at the halfway mark of this game, 10 apiece as we go into this timeout.
Can we test it? Can we test it? Can you hear it? Is it better? Is it better for you there? Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, let's see. Yeah, it was this button that was up. Yeah. So you're good? You're good? Okay.
Let's test it.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead now. You can test it now. If you're happy with it, that's good.
Okay. Timeout here by Hong Kong Eastern. It's 10 apiece.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's better. Back to our coverage here in your ABL 9, Rise to Greatness, Hong Kong Eastern versus the Macau Black Bears. And early here, halfway done in our first quarter. We've got a tie game at 10 apiece. And it's slowly becoming a shootout, Noel, as both teams are starting to knock down their three-pointers early.
I think Hong Kong wants to speed things up. That's why they did sit Sam DeGuara down for the moment. But, you know, it's kind of hard to run if you can't really rebound the ball, if you have a height disadvantage suddenly.
And Chan Shu Wing left open, and he makes them pay.
Yeah, that's the second three-pointer in the game. Good find there by Marcus Elliott.
And also from the same spot, here is Mike McKinney attacking and scoring off balance.
That's the second big guy he's gone over. First basket he had was against Sam DeGuara and Michael Holyfield, a little bit late in rotation.
So here's Chan Shu Wing. 6 points here in the first quarter for him. Goes to Lee Kee to the other side. Lee Kee now driving.
Oh, what a pass.
Tang Ji-hung with a finish.
What a pass by Lee Kee. I don't know how he found it, but he did.
And Lee Kee has really developed that straight line drive and has added that to his arsenal.
Well, you know what? Ryan Watkins, going back that last shot, he does have that three-pointer in his arsenal, but I think he should sacrifice it a bit today because they need some big guys inside the paint as well. And speaking of big guys, here's the biggest one we got in the league coming back in. So what Edu Torres right now is he's shifting his two big guys, seeing if they can actually stand toe-to-toe against Macau so he doesn't have to put them in together.
Yeah. So Chan Shu Wing here looking for Lee Kee from the other side. Lee Kee now using that DeGuara screen, pulls up for three, knocks stick down. Lee Kee drops in the three-pointer there.
Yeah, they call it a long two,
actually,
for Lee Kee on that one. But again, great recognition by Marcus Elliott for his teammates, for his wing shooters coming off the screens.
3.5 remaining, a 5-point lead by Hong Kong Eastern. Anthony Tucker dancing with Tang Ji-hung here on top. Tucker on the cross, McKinney firing. McKinney knocks it down.
That's what makes Anthony Tucker so dangerous. If he picks up a mismatch on a switch, he's going to drive it, and everybody's going to try to help out. It becomes open.
Yeah. So both McKinney and Anthony Tucker pretty much involved in the offense of Macau in the first 7 minutes of play here. As a foul is called against the Black Bears, Derek King is looking to check in here.
Yeah, and Marcus Elliott looks like he got shaken up after that one. He's holding on to his right knee. There's a lot of contact in that one, but Marcus Elliott staying aggressive in this one. This is his third trip to the free throw line here in the first quarter.
Early aggressiveness we're seeing from Marcus Elliott here. And he has to be extra aggressive because without ODB, Noel, he's the only bulk or shot creator for the team. A guy that can put the ball on the floor and penetrate the defense of the Macau Black Bears.
This game is supposed to mirror a little bit of Anthony Tucker today, you know, trying to create for his other teammates. But he will be first the magnet of the defense, and he's been doing a good job of that so far here in the first.
And Macau Black Bears here bringing the ball down, Anthony Tucker. They go to Derek King, who drives baseline. The kick out to Liu. Too strong, DeGuara rips it out. Here comes Hong Kong on the counter-attack. 19-15 is the count. Chan Chiu Wing, difficult pass there. Caught by Lee Ki, but he stepped outside.
And the defense now from the bench of the Macau Black Bears sort of pushing the starters away. That's what they need to do. They need to do this as a team. And DeGuara got denied the ball once again in the post because of another turnover.
And Noel, we are playing at a good scoring pace here, but both teams haven't really played fast.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, 19-15 right now with less than 3 minutes to go. This is more of a let's feel each other out once again, because it's been a while since these two teams have gone up against each other.
And the reverse will not work for Leo. Here's the save. Elliott. Oh, did not see Chan Chiu Wing there. So Elliott will set it up at the half court. He will go to the corner. Chan Chiu Wing. That one rolled out.
It's great box out there from Liu Jihao.
He's being active here. For Macau inside. And we got a foul on Tang Chi Hang. 2 and 7 remaining in the first quarter.
Again, poor Tang Chi Hang. Every time there's a switch, he has to pick up Anthony Tucker. And Anthony Tucker says, "Oh, you again." But it was a non-shooting foul, or are they going to say, now it is 2 free throws? No, they're saying no 2 free throws. There you go.
A sideline inbound here for the Macau Black Bears. Hong Kong Eastern with only 14 fouls, so 1 away from being in penalty situation. Ryan Watkins, 8 seconds to work with for Macau, and that's a bailout foul here. And again, I think that's going to be on Tang Chi Hang. Yes, it is.
Just a second.
So 2 straight on him.
But they're over the limit right now, so Mike McKinney got what he wanted, an opportunity to get to the free throw line. So Tang Chi Hang's role here is very important. Otherwise, Coach Edu Torres is going to have to play his 2 big guys together, and we're going to have a stamina issue if that continues, because Macau likes to run with the basketball, and he has to find a way to pace Tang Chi Hang. He's making no move to replace him right now with the 2 fouls.
And Tang Chi Hang, as you remember here, is the only legitimate big left, at least being used by Coach
still
Edu
got a
Torres.
Wu Chuk Pan there, but he's not as wide as Tang Chi Hang.
But Wu Chuk Pan went down with that ACL
You're
injury in
right.
practice.
You're absolutely right.
So this is now a thinner front line for Hong Kong Eastern. Leaky on the floater. DeGuara falls down. Somehow gets the basketball. Chan Chiu Wing lines it up, knocks it down again.
Tang Chi Hang is having one of those days where everything he throws, the ring is starting to look like the Pacific Ocean to him.
Wow. What a start here for Chan Chiu Wing. 9 points in the ball game, all from the Rainbow Country. And this is a step on the baseline by Liu Zihao.
Now going back to Chan Chiu Wing, remember he missed all of season 8 after sustaining an ACL injury. He's worked his way back. Not only has he worked his way back, he's worked his way to the starting lineup for Coach Edu Torres, and he's doing so well today.
He's worked hard in the offseason for Hong Kong Eastern, of course, dominating their local leagues there to get himself back into shape. Lee Ki driving, the dish out. Oh, Chan Chiu Wing, hand in his face. Doesn't matter, he drops it in.
4 3-pointers in the first for Chan Chiu Wing. Are you kidding me?
Where did this come from? It's an 8-point lead now for Hong Kong Eastern. They got about 40 seconds remaining. Macau looking for a response, and Tucker gives it to them.
And Sam was just a hair late to try and stop that one.
Marcus attacking Elliott. That might be a good idea. Traveling violation, though, against Marcus.
That's a good call. He slid his pivot foot the moment he stopped into that lane when he saw the presence of Ryan Watkins. Now, Ryan Watkins, you have to remember, is a rim protector, despite the fact that he's about 6'8", 6'9", and yes, he's being dwarfed by Sam DeGuara, but he is the prime defender in there, and Marcus Elliott recognized that.
And you rarely see that from Marcus Elliott. A travel on the drive for him. Tucker on the fade. Tucker soft touch. DeGuara gets the rebound. Last shot time here for Hong Kong Eastern in the first. Marcus, 5 seconds to work with. Elliott double cross. Pulls up, no go. Liu Zihao has 1 second for the heave. And that will be way off. A hot start here by the visiting Hong Kong Eastern.
Chan Siu Wing has been ridiculous today so far, Martin.
4 triples in the first quarter for Chan Siu Wing for a total of 12 points. Almost half of the scoring right now of Hong Kong Eastern coming from one guy, and that's Chan Siu Wing. They lead it 25-19 as we take a look at the highlights here of the first quarter. Big Sam Diguara, well, hasn't gotten going on his offensive game here. Still trying to get it back here. Marcus Elliott, though, has been relentlessly attacking and has been setting up his teammates very well as well. One of the 3-pointers there by Chan Siu Wing. Mike McKinney on the drive here and the floater and the difficult shot. Macau Black Bears still behind, though, by 6 points, 19-25 as we go to our second frame. Back to the ball game here inside the University of Macau Sports Complex. Resuming our coverage of your ABL 9 Rise to Greatness. Hong Kong Eastern right now up by 6 points against the Macau Black Bears, 25-19. And it's mainly because of this guy, Chan Siu Wing, 12 points in the first, 4 triples across his name.
Wow, they were shooting 5 out of 8 from beyond the arc there. Make that 5 out of 7 from beyond the arc. As Sam Diguara, it's his turn right now, but it was really the 3-point shooting of Hong Kong that was a big catalyst for the lead at the end of the first 10 minutes.
So now Hong Kong will try to do damage from inside the painted area as Liu Zihao misses the free-pointer. Macau Black Bears slightly going cold from that area now. Marcus looks up, seeing Big Sam there. The mini high-low play for Hong Kong Eastern. That's an automatic foul against Macau.
And that was actually a delayed pick and roll as well. Ran by Diguara. It only became delayed because he got caught up in traffic. And that's going to be foul number 2 on Liu Zihao. And you can see right here, it's so difficult to stop him because the moment he plants his second foot ready to go up for the shot, you're going to have to do something about it.
Yeah. Here's Sam a little bit further away from the rim this time. He gets the bump on Watkins, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul.
Coach Edu Torres is going to appreciate that one because Sam was really working hard for position. But I like this matchup now that Ryan Watkins is like full-time defending against Sam Diguara. And he actually now, from that angle, looked pretty clear.
Yeah.
It was an offensive foul.
Used his shoulder to fend off Ryan Watkins there. 8-point lead. Anthony Tucker here serving the floor, gives it to Mike McKinney. McKinney, couple of baskets in the first quarter, pulls up from the free throw line and gets the roll.
Mike McKinney starting to play like an old player, one of my favorite players during the day, Rip Hamilton. When he gets that little 12-footer to go, he's almost automatic.
11 points in the ball game for Mike. Here is Elliott trying to answer. Back rims that one. McKinney on the move. Gives it to his tandem buddy, Anthony Tucker. Oh, Tucker wow. With a spin. Absorbing the contact from Diguara, though, but Tien with the second effort and the foul for the Black Bears.
And that's where you see how big this kid really is. Tian Zongqian, he's about 6'8" as well. And that was big news over here when they finally got the snare. The guy they call the Li Zhanlian, or the Yi Zhanlian of Macau. He hit a 3-pointer to begin his career here in the ABL, and now we get to look at him at the free throw line. Actually has a pretty good touch as well for somebody who's about 6'8". It looks like he's a natural 4. But now you got Holyfield, DeGuara in together. He and Watkins now have to do some talking on defense.
He has a good touch, and he's also pretty mobile for a big guy.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So that adds another dimension here. Well, to the side of the Macau Black Bears, cutting the lead down to 5. Holyfield. High-low play for the two big guys.
That's not fair.
That's a 6'11" guy throwing it into a 7'5" big man inside.
You know, that came from a horns play, too. So all Big Sam had to do after setting the first screen was just move 2 steps in, and that was the seal. That was the high-low. That's not fair.
808. Here's the lob to Holyfield. Back out to Lee Kee. Lee Kee on the pull-up. Oh, he will be fouled! And the basket counts. That's a three-pointer. And a 4-point play opportunity for Lee Kee.
Talk about body control for the former physical education teacher. He knew he was going to get hit from behind, continued with a shot. Not only that, Lee Kee released it actually as he was going up instead of at the apex of his jump. So the moment he released it, his body absorbed most of the contact after it had already been released. So there was no problem with the follow-through.
And how about Lee Kee? 4 points in the ball game. Oh, I think they're calling it a long two.
Another long two. So
initially, they called it a three-pointer.
Yeah. And that's what Edu Torres is so miffed about right now, is that they thought it was a three-pointer. I think the table is going to have a word with one of our officials right now. We can't tell from our angle if it was a 3 or a 2, but that was still a very spectacular shot for Lee Kee.
So a chance either way for a continuation.
Yeah.
For one of the top local players here in the ABL, Lee Kee.
Yeah, they gave him a 2, I believe. Now the foul was on Derek King, that's what they're saying.
So Lee Kee now, 3 points. He's got 4 dimes across his name as well.
Wow.
You gotta love this guy.
Yeah, a little bit of everything for Lee Kee. And again, Hong Kong is doing this as a team.
So 30-22. Lead is back up to 8. Mike McKinney getting doubled on top. Tien, the extra pass to King, who chooses to move closer. Soft touch will not work. McKinney gets it back. Floater in the lane. That's good.
Rip Hamilton-esque. That's how Mike McKinney's been playing this first half so far. 10 to 12 feet automatic for this kid.
And even on the leaner, he's very accurate. Marcus Elliott, hang time, fouled in the process. And if that's on Tien, it will be his 3rd.
They say number 1. Anthony Tucker.
So Tucker will absorb this one.
Take one for the team. Anthony Tucker doesn't really get into foul trouble anyway.
Yeah. That's something they can afford here. Lee Kee. Oh, dishing it out again. Elliott on the drive. Elliott attacking, too strong. Battle for the rebound.
Oh, wow.
McKinney rips it out.
Ryan Watkins has been working very hard and with great success, too.
Derek King.
There he is again.
Cold here in the ball game. Rebound goes to Ricky Yang. Elliott, he's got one person to beat. Goes to Lee Kee for the lay-in.
We were talking about that earlier, that Marcus Elliott has to mimic what Anthony Tucker brings to the table for Macau for Hong Kong to be successful in this game on the road.
And he has been facilitating very well. Marcus Elliott slowing it down here as he goes half court.
And it's an 8-second violation. You're absolutely right. These are the little unforced turnovers that Edu Torres can't do anything about, but they got to talk about, guys, we got to have a sense of purpose right here.
And the court awareness, you rarely see that from Marcus Elliott.
Right.
Unable to recognize the situation there.
The moment he did, he was like still a foot away from midcourt.
Right.
He just closed his eyes when he heard the whistle.
So ball will go back to the Macau Black Bears here. Tucker. Watkins. 3 seconds on the clock. Watkins fires. Deflected by Holyfield. The rebound goes to Elliott. Tucker is down on the floor.
There's a communication issue now between the Black Bears with regards to the shot clock.
I think they had 14 to work with earlier.
They did.
Ricky Yang, DeGuara, stolen away by Watkins. Here is Tucker on the move. Back to Ryan. Ryan driving. Fouled first by Marcus Elliott.
That happened really on the ground as he tried to gather. So Marcus Elliott is going to be called for the foul. Here's Liu Jihao once again. See that? There's the foul, and there's the dribble and the gather. It's a good call by the officials.
So they're waving off the basket. Adam Zhu entering the ball game now for Lei Qi. 6'4" product of NYU.
That's right. You know, you got two referees being worked on by the coaching staff of the Macau Black Bears. We have a little bit of an issue with the shot clock facing the side right now on the offense of the Macau Black Bears. So that's probably something also that bothers them with regard to their execution with the shot clock.
That's right. Mike McKinney deflected from behind by Ricky Yang, but he got a piece of the arm. So he's going to be called for the foul in shooting motion as well.
Right,
so McKinney will head to the line.
You gotta love the way Mike McKinney stayed aggressive from that painted area. You know, Ryan Watkins really hasn't had his touches yet. It's been all Mike McKinney, and pretty soon when the defense starts to go to McKinney to try and stop those little 10, 12 footers, you're gonna see a lot of dunks from Ryan Watkins.
Right, but Ryan Watkins has had to work hard here, dealing against 2 7-footers.
Oh, he's been doing a great job so far. That's why they're just only down by 7. They should be down by about 15 already at this point.
McKinney dropping in the second free throw, 2 for 2, cutting the lead down to 6. And Ricky Yang will do point guard duties for the Hong Kong Eastern. He goes to Adam Zhu. Marcus Elliott on the catch. Elliott surveys the floor, 10 seconds to work with. He's got Big Sam at the post, looking for the ball. Sam Deguara with 5 seconds left. Deguara backing down on the turnaround. Off the glass, no go. Holyfield, though, working hard underneath.
If there's anything that Michael Holyfield is really known for, it's his nose for the ball. Even in his days in the NBA D-League with the Iowa Energy and the LA Defenders, he's been known as a double-double machine, getting points from within that area.
Well, he had 20 rebounds in his debut. Yu Zihao missing on the free. Here comes Hong Kong again, looking for that double-digit advantage. Elliott, Holyfield with position, forcing that one up. And a foul against Liu Jihao.
That's going to be the third on Liu Jihao. Liu Jihao is trying to help out Ryan Watkins, so Ryan Watkins doesn't have to pick up the personal foul. But again, great find here for Marcus Elliott, recognizing that his teammate had a good seal. Get it to him as fast as we can. But then we're going to have Michael Holyfield at the free throw line with that very unorthodox release. But
that's his shot. That's what he is comfortable with.
Yeah, it goes in. as long as it works, right?
Yeah. But Hong Kong Eastern, in the first quarter, it was the three-pointers hurting the Macau Black Bears. Now, Hong Kong Eastern parading and utilizing that big front line to their advantage.
Well, no rest yet for Marcus Elliott as well. They need to start pacing this unit.
So Derek King now goes back out. 9 seconds to work with. McKinney got the hop. No hoop though. Deguara gets the rebound. Marcus Elliott. They have the numbers and the 9-point advantage. Elliott choosing to attack, taking the contact, and another chance at the free throw line for Marcus.
Well, he's so good at that one. That's going to be the second foul on Anthony Tucker, it appears. He is just so good at seeing when the defense is sort of off balanced a bit, just decides to attack. And by the time you adjust, you're either fouling him or he's already scoring.
Not a lot you can do when Marcus Elliott is already deep into that painted area.
Elliott's only got 7 points. It feels like he's already got like 27 at the rate he's going. But he's also been getting his teammates involved with regards to the assists. And
he hasn't rested also.
He hasn't rested. That's what concerns me already at this point, is that he hasn't rested. Macau's already shuffling their men. And, you know, the two bigs have already had their rest. No Lei Qi, no Chance Yu-Wing on the floor. Elliott has not rested. This concerns me as we move forward if this becomes a close game.
And we know the Macau Black Bears and this offense, they are a very high-scoring team. They will not stop running.
Right.
McKinney.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the zigzag. Tucker, though, could not catch the pass, so another turnover for Macau.
Well, still, despite the fact that it's a 10-point lead for Hong Kong, Macau is still doing their best to execute. They just didn't get it done in that last offensive.
And a timeout here, first one called in the second frame. Hong Kong Eastern well ahead here by 10.
Collateral damage.
Hong Kong Eastern ahead by 10, 36-26, and a lot of people chipping in to get the points. They're led by Chan Chu-Wing right now, who's got 11 points in the ball game.
Got 12,
a lot of those,
actually, 4 3-pointers, yeah.
So all of those coming in the first quarter, and different guys getting involved in the second frame. Big Sam Deguara, Marcus Elliott, Michael Holyfield combining to maintain this advantage for Hong Kong Eastern.
Well, you know what? Another thing that the Hong Kong Eastern squad has been doing very well is keeping this game low scoring on the end of Macau. Macau likes to blast their opponents away by outscoring them. Right now, they've only gotten 26 points. Thanks in part to the way Hong Kong, you know, if you have a stat here, if time of possession, Hong Kong is winning that stat as well.
That's right.
They've had the ball about 70% more, or 70% to 30% here in the first half because of the way they've slowed it down due to their big men.
And this is going to be another foul.
That was a loose ball. Yeah, it was a loose ball foul. So they're debating whether or not to count the basket, and I think the basket should count.
So it counts 38-26 advantage for Hong Kong. Lai Katong checks in for the first time. Usually a staple of the starting unit for the Macau Black Bears. But because of the arrival of Tian Zong Chen, he goes off the bench now for Macau.
And also because of Michael Holyfield in the lineup. I mean, this kid's 6'11", and has been around. Actually, he's before coming to the ASEAN Basketball League, he actually had a stint in Taiwan with the SBL. Has also seen action in the NBL in China, and of course in the G League as well. It works, you know, that form works. I'm still trying to figure it out.
And nothing but net also.
Right.
On both of those free throws, Noel.
And he's just given Hong Kong their largest lead of the game.
Nathan Yu hasn't gotten his scoring here in the first half. He gets it to Elliott and fouled by Adam Zhu. So Hong Kong Eastern will enter a penalty situation with that foul.
And this is where Anthony Tucker, Mike McKinney, and even Ryan Watkins can start to get aggressive. They can actually come back with 4:04 remaining just by trying to fish as many fouls as they can from Hong Kong. So I guess the three-point shot is not supposed to be part of the menu right now. They should just keep on driving.
Freebies at the free throw line.
Yeah.
And Anthony Tucker only has 3 points so far in the ball game. This is a good time to get it going if you're Anthony Tucker.
Yeah, they just fouled the best free throw shooter in the league. Anthony Tucker, over 90% from the free throw line. How sick is that?
Chan Chu-Wing gets it across. Hong Kong Eastern on the attack. They go to Holyfield. The bounce pass inside. Adam Zhu. Chan Chu-Wing for three. That one rolls out. And this is going to be a foul inside against Sam Deguara.
And for Big Sam, that'll be his second foul. But more importantly, again, as we mentioned, penalty situation already for Hong Kong Eastern. Clock freezes at 3:48. Another opportunity to get more points for Lai Katong.
You're right. This now slows the game down.
Right. Macau loves this right now.
They're going to milk this one out. But you saw in the previous possession, Noel, Chan Chu-Wing was left open at the corner.
Yeah.
So
that's only his third miss from beyond the arc.
So Macau dodged the bullet there, and they will have an opportunity to cut it to 10 and finish strong here in our first half.
So they're calling Lai Katong the Yao Ming of
Yao
Macau.
Ming, yeah.
Now he's teamed up with the Yi Jianlian of Macau. I can't wait until they find the Wang Juju of Macau. We'd have a Chinese national team of Macau.
What a team up, though.
Oh.
As Elliott attacks and is fouled in the process as he was making his way to the basket. Nathan Yu called for the personal. So Elliott, it's now his turn to get a shot at the free throw line.
Yeah,
with
both
Macau
teams,
also in the penalty.
Yeah, both teams just hit the penalty mark. For Marcus Elliott, he's trying to get to the line as frequently as he can because he also wants to get involved in their offense, but at the same time, he's got to conserve his energy. You know that Macau, they're only down here by 11 right now, but you know they will be within striking distance in the third quarter. So if Marcus Elliott tires out, Edu Torres got nobody to back him up.
Right. And here's John Chu, but Marcus Elliott is still not leaving the floor here. He's going to play it out until the end of the first half. John Chu checking in for Hong Kong. And
despite the brilliance that Hong Kong has played so far here, they're only up by 12 and no perspiration yet from Anthony Tucker.
Lai Katong fires it up. Holyfield with the rebound. Hong Kong Eastern. Quickly to Marcus Elliott. Marcus face-to-face against Nathan Yu. Elliott from the free throw line. Too strong. Holyfield with another opportunity. And a foul called against Lai Katong.
And that's just the kind of confidence Marcus Elliott has, knowing that he has another rebounder. His name is not Sam DeGuara in the lineup. You know, if that was an O'Darian Bassett, if O'Darian Bassett was in the air, he'd probably go for the rebound, but Elliott's going to think twice about releasing that jumper.
Right. And now Holyfield will go to the free throw line. So here we go. Edu Torres will give Marcus Elliott a rest here. Lee Kee will check in for them. And 4 locals surrounding Michael Holyfield for Hong Kong Eastern.
Nah, you can see Anthony Tucker and Mike McKinney already talking. All right, he sat down. It's our turn now.
This is their time to shine as Holyfield misses the first free throw. Michael Holyfield. He's got that big body. I can bang around big bodies of the big men of other teams as well. McKinney now. Oh, on the crossover.
I told you.
Mike McKinney responding right after.
Yeah, look at Elliott sat down. It's our turn.
Lead is down to 10. Under 3 minutes remaining. They go to Holyfield. Holyfield and a traveling infraction. Macau forces the turnover. And this is an impending uprising for the Macau Black Bears.
And this is a great timeout now by Edu Torres, because this lineup on the floor is supposed to just preserve the lead, but right now Macau's taking advantage of the lineup on the floor.
Under 3 minutes remaining in our first half. Macau Black Bears and Hong Kong Eastern battling it out here inside the University of Macau Sports Complex. And right now Hong Kong with a 10-point advantage. But watch out. Macau looking to take advantage of Marcus Elliott leaving the floor here briefly for Hong Kong Eastern.
Yeah, the goal for Edu Torres is actually give Marcus Elliott the last 3 minutes of the first half off and let this squad on the floor preserve the 10-point lead. But the moment Marcus Elliott left the floor, Mike McKinney attacked the paint. And here's Anthony Tucker this time.
Tucker, though, missing. Here's the second effort from Watkins.
Let's see. And Marcus Elliott wasn't going to stay on the bench. He's back on the floor right now.
That was barely a minute on the bench for Marcus Elliott. And he's going to check in, replacing Adam Zhu.
Now, this is the disadvantage of not having O'Darian Bassett in your lineup. Because you are right. You only have one legitimate shot creator on the floor. The moment he sits down, they're going to go into a motion offense, probably follow the system. But the problem is, if nobody can create a shot, hold on, they're going to give free throws to Hong Kong. It looked like it was going to be Macau.
So it was a foul on the rebound play.
Okay. Like Atong saying, okay, I understand.
So Holyfield will have an opportunity at the line, missing on the first. And those are the pros and cons you got to face if you're Hong Kong Eastern. If you have Holyfield or if you have ODB in the lineup.
Yeah. Well, I talked to O'Darian Bassett before the game, and at least he is eyeing that he would be back by the March 2 game.
Okay.
But, of course, that would be a management decision if they're going to put him back in for the March 2 game, especially if Hong Kong goes on to win this one against Macau.
That's right. A lot of things can change as Nathan New drops in the free. And just like that, we've got an 8-point game here in the first half.
Again, you can't leave a good offensive team, can't take a good offensive team for granted.
Elliott attacking. Floating it up, no go. Battle for the loose ball. It goes to Anthony Tucker here.
Oh, great.
He goes
pass
to Watkins. Watkins has the advantage. Count the basket plus the foul.
Anthony Tucker had his back turned when Ryan Watkins made his move to the lane. Somehow, look at this. Somehow found him in stride. Leakey had no way to stop him.
And the Macau Black Bears flipping the switch. And they cut the lead down to 5, 38-43.
Boy, Edu Torres wanted a double-figure lead at the halftime break. He's not going to get it at the rate things are going.
And I'm amazed how quickly Macau did that. John Shu deflected by Watkins. Here comes Nathan Yu. 2-on-1 break. Yu floats it up, no good. John Shu gets the rebound.
Right, that's just great stand-up defense there by Hong Kong.
Chan Chu Wing. And he will slow it down here. Hong Kong trying to break the dry spell. Marcus off the jab step drops it in.
And again, Marcus Elliott, you need him on the floor. The moment he sat down, they already lost 5 points off of that lead. Elliott restores it to 8.
Anthony Tucker looking for a response for the black shirts. Laikatong driving. The dish out. McKinney back to Watkins. He's got the smaller John Shu on him. Oh, what a dish. But Holyfield with great recovery for Hong Kong Eastern.
They've weathered the storm so far. Now, can they build that double-digit spread once again?
Shu, Shan Chu Wing, Leakey fakes it. Leakey looking for a teammate, gets it to Chan Chu Wing. They got 5 seconds to work with. 3 seconds now. Chan Chu Wing lines it up. That's way off. And a foul on the rebound.
Oh, and a technical foul as well, Martin.
Wow.
Foul is on Watkins.
And a tech on Anthony Tucker right after.
No, they call it technical on Watkins as well.
Oh,
no, technical, you're right. That's number 3 on Tucker.
Wow. Anthony Tucker not liking the, of course, foul called on Ryan Watkins. And
Mike McKinney is trying to be the attorney of Anthony Tucker right now because Anthony Tucker just picked up the tee. But the important thing is, Martin, that would be foul number 3 on Anthony Tucker. And he's going to be a little bit careful with regards to his defense from this point on.
Oh, this is going to be a big development for the Macau Black Bears. But luckily, Tucker gets it on the 38.7 mark of this second frame, Noel. So he can afford to go to the bench and just leave the guys on the floor here.
McKinney better watch it too. He's been in the face of this official the whole time.
And they're trying to clarify it. So trying to make their case.
This is 3 free throws. A technical free throw and
a
couple of more free throws.
Wow, what a stretch. And Hong Kong Again, Coach Edu wanted that double-digit advantage.
Might
Looks
just
like
get
he's
it.
gonna get it. Yeah. Holyfield, though, at the free throw line now, 47-38. Has played well, 6 points already for Holyfield. And a lot of fouls on the big man of the Macau Black Bears as well.
Well, I don't know. It's a roller coaster for Holyfield right now. But, you know, we're talking about Holyfield. We're talking about the guys on the floor. Sam DeGuara has been on vacation for the last 4 minutes.
And Hong Kong Eastern, actually, they didn't feel that. Because they're able to take the advantage or restore the double-digit advantage here, 49-38, without Big Sam.
Now they even have Holyfield hitting the bench. So a very small unit to finish the first half for Hong Kong Eastern.
Okay, Anthony Tucker will try to make things happen before the first half ends. No good on the free. Foul. On the rebound play, Adam Zhu called for the personal. Trying to prevent Watkins, so Watkins will head to the line.
Well, they're still going to get the 2-for-1 they were looking for. That's the reason why Anthony Tucker shot it up early in the shot clock. They wanted that 2-for-1, but Ryan Watkins now is the lone giant on the floor. However, his free throw shooting has not been consistent.
And that's the thing with Hong Kong Eastern. They can afford to play small ball against the Macau Black Bears. And a timeout called by Coach Edu Torres. Half-minute remaining. Hong Kong is still in control. Back to the ball game. Half-minute remaining in the first half. And Hong Kong Eastern will have possession. And also the 10-point advantage, 49-39. And also parading a smaller lineup on the floor. Minus Big Sam DeGuara and minus Michael Holyfield for Eastern.
Yeah, they're going to have at least 7 seconds. Lautila is in the game for the first time. Another shooter.
Elliott on the pull-up. Oh, he drops it in.
Marcus Elliott has decided to take over here. He's now the leading scorer for Hong Kong with 16.
And a quick timeout here called. So that's a basket and a timeout for the Macau Black Bears. They trail it by 12. .5 ticks left in the first half. 51-39. Marcus Elliott extending the lead to 12 points.
all imports sitting down for the final 8.5 for Hong Kong.
So Macau looking to counter that basket. McKinney on the behind the back, good dish inside. Tucker could not finish, but he scores on the tip. Anthony Tucker at the buzzer, tipping his own miss.
Now, looking at the score, Martin, it's 51-41. Bears within striking distance here. You got to be concerned if you're Andrew Torres. Yeah, you have a 10-point lead right now, but at any time, it's like a ticking time bomb for the Macau Black Bears. They can come back and erase any lead. They proved that towards the end of that second quarter after being down 14. They chopped it down to 5. Hong Kong's got to play perfect basketball in the second half if they want to pick up this road win.
But they will have the big bodies back in the second half. Sam Deguara, Holyfield. So that hopefully will make life tougher for the Macau Black Bears. And again, it is 51-49 in a bit. Possibly we'll have halftime stats and analysis for you guys. You guys are watching the ASEAN Basketball League Season number 9, Rise to Greatness. .43 before Marcus Elliott came back to the ball game and restored the order.
I'm looking at the numbers from the first half. You know, the efficiency of Marcus Elliott, he's a plus 14 when he's on the floor. They were up by 14 when they sat him down, and suddenly that lead was down to 5. So if Marcus Elliott has to miss some time or has to sit down sometime in the second half, the unit on the floor for Andrew Torres has to sustain it. Otherwise, I'm looking at the three-point shooting right now. Hong Kong Eastern, a ridiculous 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. And for the Macau Black Bears, 4 out of 21. They jacked 10 three-point shots more. But again, their efficiency has to come from the guards. We're talking about Mike McKinney, who led the way with 17 points in the first half. And Anthony Tucker, who's picked up already 5 assists. But we all know that Anthony Tucker is just warming up.
And efficiency will be key, because Macau Black Bears, as Nathan Yu drops in the first three-pointer here and opens the scoring in the second half. Macau Black Bears only 13 made shots in 40 attempts. Hong Kong Eastern 15 made shots in 12 less attempts.
Because Hong Kong Eastern is actually shooting a lot more inside than they are from the outside. Only 11 three-pointers. Hong Kong should have about 20 already at this point. But since they are the bigger team, they're taking the higher percentage shots, and they're succeeding with it.
And Macau was also able to, or successfully, force a lot of turnovers on Hong Kong Eastern. 10 points, but they were not able to convert those. Hong Kong even having more points of turnovers with 10.
11 seconds. They were trying to, the shot clock was reset to 14, but quickly it was set back to 11.
So play will resume. Hong Kong Eastern, their first possession of the second half. Here is Big Sam Deguara looking for Marcus. Marcus firing and missing. Tucker. That's a foul against Chan Chu Wing, who immediately raises his arm.
Yeah, they're looking for that sportsmanlike foul, but there was like 9 people already down the floor when the foul happened.
So that's going to be a regular foul against Chan Chu Wing. First team foul for Hong Kong Eastern. And an opening for the Macau Black Bears.
Yeah, you can hear during the halftime break. Oh, Anthony Tucker just broke down Sam Deguara. You can hear during the halftime break, Mike McKinney was telling everybody 10-point game, guys, 10-point game. Focus on the game.
But they commit another personal foul on the other end. That's a hand check called against Nathan Yu. Tucker, by the way, already with 8 points in the ball game, only scored 6 in the first half.
Right, again, Nathan Yu has the unenviable task of trying to contain a former world import MVP.
Deguara looking for Leakey. Oh, Big Sam fakes the handoff there, driving and stepping outside.
Got a size 21 that just hit the baseline for Sam Deguara. That's what you want also if you're Macau. You want him to put it on the floor, and you know, he's not going to shoot it if he's under duress.
That's what I was about to say. You got to make him put the ball on the floor, make him move the basketball on his own.
Oh!
Tucker! Wow! Knocks down the long bomb.
This is 8 unanswered to begin the third for Macau. I'm telling you, at any time they can come back in this game.
That's a 5-0 personal run as well for Anthony Tucker. Hong Kong looking for answers. 8 quick points for the Macau Black Bears here. Oh, Elliott could not make the basket. He gets his own miss. Elliott goes under and will be fouled.
Yeah, they're going to call this one on Liu. Again, Marcus Elliott, the 2 giants asking for the ball there, but Marcus Elliott choosing to stay aggressive.
Yeah. And how about the Macau Black Bears here, Noel? Under 2 minutes, has eclipsed here in our third quarter. 8 quick points coming from them right off the bat.
Right, a 3-pointer by Nathan Yu. 5 straight points for Anthony Tucker. However, Liu Shihao just picked up his 4th foul.
That's big.
So Lai Katong's going to see a lot of extended minutes here in the third. But this is a great start. It's starting with their defense, forcing the turnovers from Hong Kong Eastern.
Marcus Elliott looking to put out the fire. He's been the fire extinguisher for Hong Kong Eastern tonight. Missing on the second, though. An opportunity for the Black Bears to tie it with a 3 or inch closer and trim it to 1 point with a deuce. Holyfield getting active. Tucker on the move. Tucker on the sidestep. Watkins with a finish. Count the basket plus the foul for Ryan Watkins.
And again, if Anthony Tucker breaks down the defender, the guy protecting the rim has no choice but to gravitate towards him. And in this case, it was big Sam Deguara. Look at this. Had to gravitate towards him, and Sam Deguara couldn't do anything to stop Ryan Watkins. That's going to be his 3rd.
A chance to tie at the free throw line for Ryan Watkins. Boy, the Macau Black Bears.
Just like that.
Yeah, they flipped the switch. The first 2 minutes of play of our third quarter. And Anthony Tucker being a lot more involved on the offense of Macau.
Remember, during Season 8, these were the top 2 teams at the end of the elimination round.
Eastern still had Stan Hardiger, Tyler Lam, Macau Black Bears. Well, they were called Chong Son Kung Fu then.
Kung Fu, but they did have guys like Kalen Johnson also in their lineup.
So 52-all here in the third quarter. An exciting affair on a Thursday evening. Elliott the lob. Oh. Holyfield with a throwdown.
That's all you can do if you're Michael Holyfield. Just put your hands in the air and hope that Elliott finds you.
But Tucker here, he's got the rhythm. He will fire. He will miss. Deguara one-handed rebound. A breather for Hong Kong Eastern. They finally get a seam here. Chan Chu Wing. They dump it inside. Holyfield taking it strong. No good on the reverse.
Watkins was there to swat that one away. Great help defense.
Nathan. Oh, given daylight. Rattles in and out. Chan Chu Wing giving it to Elliott. Marcus high-low to Holyfield, who's got the position. And Lai Katong giving up the foul against Holyfield.
Just a second on Lai Katong. They still have another big, or at least another big defender on the bench in Chan Jong Chan.
Yeah.
Holyfield got caught.
Inbound. Yeah, offensive foul. And Lai Katong really sticking to Holyfield like glue. Really annoying him at the painted area.
You have to remember Holyfield's debut for Hong Kong Eastern was against the defending champion San Miguel Alab Pilipinas without PJ Ramos. So he practically had his way there. He and Sam DeGuara ate up the paint. But now that you're looking at a complete lineup now for the Macau Black Bears, he has to work a little harder now.
So Anthony Tucker will go face-to-face against Elliott. Good dish. Lai Katong finishes. And Anthony Tucker, 2 key dimes to begin the third quarter. And that will lead to a timeout called by Coach Edu Torres. We are tied here 54 apiece with over 3 minutes gone in our second half.
13-3 run, huh? 13-3. So good. That's so good. Can find everyone.
Black Bears off to a tremendous start here in the second half, Noel. They've been able to tie this game 54-all. And you mentioned earlier, 13-3 run to start the second half, completely shutting down the offense so far of Hong Kong Eastern and getting a lot of points in a hurry. Yeah, this is a very efficient stretch for the Black Bears right now.
The only points Hong Kong has scored is a free throw for Marcus Elliott and that lob pass to Michael Holyfield from Marcus Elliott. So Elliott's still responsible for everything, but Anthony Tucker has now taken it upon himself to not only keep scoring, but also find everybody else. And the confidence level now for the Black Bears is sky high.
And this is the offensive potential that we were talking about earlier by Macau. Daguara carving space. Doesn't get the bounce. Here comes McKinney. A chance to take the lead for Macau. Mike will cross over. And that's an offensive foul against Lai Katong on the screen.
That negated the momentum, at least for now. They got to bounce back in the next play. Lai Katong was trying to set a screen. And that's going to be his third.
So 3 fouls on Lai Katong, 4 fouls on Liu Zihao. Big men in trouble.
Yeah.
For the Macau Black Bears.
And they don't have a lot of them on the bench either.
Right. Lee Kee. And look for Hong Kong Eastern to take full advantage of that. Chan Chu Wing, Elliott. Elliott firing, missing. That was a difficult shot for Elliott.
That's the 4th on Lai Katong.
Big call here. So they're going to be forced to play Tian Zhongqian off the bench.
Not only that, that also puts Macau over the limit with 6:01 to play in the third. That's a lot of free throws coming up from Hong Kong if the defense doesn't adjust.
So this completely, or could completely negate the fast start of Macau here, as Hong Kong will have the luxury of going to the free throw line every foul they get.
Well, he's 6 of 10 from the free throw line. We're talking about Michael Holyfield. make that 7 of 11 with that funky release.
You really like that release, Noel.
It's something I'm still trying to figure out.
But it works.
It works. So
See?
why change it, right?
Yeah, that's a 2-for-2 trip.
Have you seen Christian Standhardinger taking free throws now? There are 4 stops that he makes before he releases the ball.
And that's also strange. Here is Tien firing from straight away. It doesn't get it. And ball will go the other way. White shirts will have it.
Holyfield and Watkins now yapping up each other. These are 2 guys who pride themselves in getting rebounds.
So this is now Tien on Holyfield and Watkins on Deguara. Here's the lob. The catch by Big Sam.
The moment he puts it down,
Yeah, but he put it down. So he was bothered. 3 seconds in the key for Big Sam there. Bothered from behind by Nathan Yu as well.
One of the great coaches, one of my good friends, Norman Black, actually made a point before. If you're 7'5", why become 6'5"?
Yeah.
By bringing down the ball. The moment Big Sam pump fake, there were a lot of defenders around him already, and he hesitated too long.
So 56-54. Tien finding Tucker. Tucker's got Deguara. He fires over Big Sam and drops it in.
What you like about Deguara, he knew he wasn't square when Sam came over. Took an extra dribble, squared up. Sam didn't think he was going to shoot it, but he went on with a shot anyway. Look at this. Macau now on top by 1.
But again, Hong Kong Eastern able to draw the foul. So free throws. Another set coming for Marcus Elliott.
This is Marcus Elliott trying to recalibrate the gun. He hasn't really shot the ball well. In fact, he doesn't even have any field goals so far here in the 3rd. This is going to help him. He's 1 of 2 earlier.
This is the, or 57-56 earlier was the first lead since early in the first quarter for the Macau Black Bears.
Yeah, they had a 3-2 lead in the first.
So Marcus Elliott, 20 points, 4 dimes across his name. Will have to do a little more on the floor. He gets 2 for 2. Derek King replacing Nathan Yu. Shooter for shooter for Coach Mu Jianxin.
I have to correct myself. The biggest lead was actually 5-0 for the Macau Black Bears. Again, that's all ancient history because Hong Kong's picked up the lead once again.
Good bother here by Chan Shu Wing against McKinney. Here's the kick out. Watkins will fire and drop it in. Ryan Watkins with another 3-point bomb.
If he can heat up, that's going to draw out Big Sam.
And they forced the stop on the other end. Macau on the move. Tucker. That one too strong. Ball tapped to Derek King. Good save there by Tien. Mike McKinney fumbles with it. Loose ball goes to Tucker. And a backcourt violation called against Macau. A crazy sequence here. And Hong Kong Eastern will have possession. Tucker telling the referee Hong Kong had a clear possession. But nope. It's not going to go their way.
I'm still trying to figure that call out.
It was tapped slightly by Chan Shu Wing, but never really got a handle off that ball.
Since this action is happening on the front court, they're not giving them 24. They're only giving them 14 to shoot.
So lesser time to work with for Hong Kong Eastern. Tucker double teamed. Oh, deflected by Watkins. Good defense by Macau. Black shirts on the attack. Mike McKinney. Watkins from the same spot. No go. And a foul on the floor.
Yeah, Holyfield wanted to leave Watkins behind so he could be scot-free for the fast break. But what he did is he pushed Watkins down as he was trying to get up.
4th team foul on the Macau Black Bears. And just like our second quarter, Noel, both teams getting into the penalty early in the quarter.
For Holyfield, he's going to take a seat right now. That's his 3rd foul.
Black Bears will have the ball. Ricky Yang looking to make his way in. So quick substitution for Coach Edu Torres. Ricky Yang replacing Chan Chu Wing.
Yeah, they want a speedy unit on the floor with Ricky Yang. But again, Ricky Yang's going to have to take on Anthony Tucker. And see how wide Anthony Tucker's eyes were. Oh, Ricky Yang's going to take me on. Bring it.
So McKinney using that Tien screen. Oh, he pulls up for three. Too strong for Mike. Ball tapped out to Anthony Tucker. Again attacking. Tucker, the hang time.
Trying to do a Steph Curry that time.
And they called the foul here against Sam Deguara.
For Sam.
That is the fourth personal foul. So 3 on Holyfield, 4 on Sam Deguara.
Now, the problem was for the Macau Black Bears is that their reserve bigs were getting into foul trouble. The problem now for Hong Kong is their main bigs are getting into foul trouble.
And Hong Kong, again, a reminder to our viewers, working with a thinner front line. They only got Tang Chi Hang or Adam Zhu, either of those two.
Yeah, and Adam Zhu's a stretch 4 too.
Yeah. Adam Zhu only about 6'4", 6'5", Tang Chi Hang about 6'3". So a 4-point advantage for the Macau Black Bears. Marcus Elliott being hounded on top by Derek King. And that's a foul against Macau. Free throws coming now.
And you know, the players can't always expect, from Macau Black Bears, can't expect the calls to go their way. They are playing aggressive defense, but the referees are also setting the bar right now, which is legal and which is illegal. And at this point, as we see this one again, you have to determine, all right, this foul's been called many times.
Yeah.
Adjust to it.
They've been, that's why they're in the penalty early here in the third quarter.
Talking about Tang Chi Hang, he's about to check in as well. They can't have 4 guards in the lineup against the full complement of the Macau Black Bears.
So yeah, Tang Chi Hang, he will replace Sam Deguara.
He even got smaller then.
They got John Shu as the tallest, or John Shu or Marcus Elliott as their tallest player. Very small lineup here for Hong Kong. Derek King from the corner. Will not work. Watkins gets it back. McKinney will try. McKinney, cleaning the lid, but Tien with a putback.
So this lead is now at 4. Macau Black Bears getting their will done. Now they are the taller team on the floor.
Here is Lee Kee. Ricky Yang fumbles with it. Lee Kee attacking, dishing it out to Marcus. Marcus takes the contact from McKinney. And this is another trip to the line for Marcus Elliott.
Again, those little bumps, the referees have been very consistent in calling those bumps all throughout. Unfortunately, most of those calls have gone against the Black Bears. Still haven't adjusted, but that time, Elliott just used his speed to try to get past Mike McKinney.
And the free throws single-handedly, keeping Hong Kong within striking distance here in the third quarter.
And we didn't even figure we would use the word striking distance when you're describing Hong Kong. They were up by 14 at one point in the second quarter. They were up by 10 at the half. And now they're the ones trying to claw back from behind.
24 points for Marcus Elliott. Too strong on the second. The rebound goes to Anthony Tucker. Macau Black Bears looking to extend the spread. McKinney goes to Tucker. Derek King open. Oh, that's money for Derek King.
And again, you know, the shooters for Macau gaining confidence. They know that if they miss, their teammates are taller. They can get offensive rebounds, but they're not missing right now.
And no answer for Marcus Elliott.
This is the biggest lead of the game right now, Martin.
It is.
For Macau.
Derek King, no back-to-back. Tien with the offensive rebound and a putback and a cleanup job for Tien Zongtian.
The U-Kid giving Macau their biggest lead of the game. Timeout called by Edu Torres. He cannot survive with this small lineup for Hong Kong. Squared himself up. Forcing the issue. I'm going to do a hesitation. Better
69-61. And I believe this is an 18-point turnaround here in the third quarter, Noel.
You're right.
Hong Kong Eastern, they were leading by 10 going into the third quarter. Now they find themselves on an 8-point or in an 8-point hole.
Now the thing is, Michael Holyfield is back in the game now for Hong Kong Eastern. Coach Edu Torres tried to stay with a small lineup, but they couldn't buy a rebound. So now with Holyfield playing with the 3 fouls, how's he going to be on defense?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of defense.
Watkins with a steal. Good save by Watkins. Tucker on the move. Tucker lays it in.
And my, oh my, how the tables have turned. It's now Macau up by 10. It was Hong Kong up by 10 at the half.
Crazy turn of events. Marcus Elliott attacking, doesn't score.
Marcus Elliott still has no field goals in the third quarter.
Check this one. This is a 30-10 quarter in favor of Macau. Oh! Tucker adds to that. Oh, wow.
It was cloudy this afternoon. It's raining tonight inside the University of Macau gym.
74-61. And that's yet another turnover for Hong Kong Eastern.
Boy, they're getting flustered right now. Not only the offense of Macau has really picked it up, but even their stingy defense is now starting to make a difference.
And they've also been productive on those turnovers they've forced here in the third. McKinney, that will mean free throws for Mike McKinney as Chan Chu Wing is called for the personal.
Yeah, Chan Chu Wing disappeared after hitting those 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. Now has to rely on being a defender. And he's been giving up fouls left and right. I believe that's his third.
Mike McKinney looking to add to this already safe cushion being held by the Macau Black Bears.
I don't think we can call that safe right now because remember that was 14 earlier for Hong Kong Eastern. And now Macau's up by 14.
But this is now a 34-10 quarter for the Macau Black Bears.
Just like that. You know, that's how dangerous Macau is. That's why they're always a playoff contender. They can flip that switch on anytime, especially at home.
Such a good offensive team. Elliott missing on a mid-range J. Holyfield keeping that ball alive for Hong Kong, but Derek King almost ending up with it.
Tang Chiang's going to be called for the foul. That's going to be more free throws. And at this point, Macau is so inspired. They're out hustling Hong Kong on every facet of the game. I don't see Hong Kong winning any 50-50 balls over the last 5 minutes of this quarter.
That's the key word, Noel. Inspired basketball being played here by the Macau Black Bears. Really finding their identity in the third quarter, or getting their identity back at least.
You know, that win against Alab might have given them, you know, some kind of momentum, of course, back in the winning track. But you got to bring it every day, especially on the road against a playoff contender like Macau.
That's true. And this is their home floor. Macau Black Bears only losing twice on their home floor this season and winning 4 games so far. 77-61. 16-point lead. Hong Kong Eastern needs to find their offense.
Whoa.
Michael Holyfield puts it on the floor, bullying his way to the basket.
How about the handles for Michael Holyfield between the legs, going straight into the lane for the easy layup.
I don't think McKinney expected that from Holyfield.
Yeah.
Tucker now. Derek King firing and hitting again.
He is now officially on fire, Martin. What a third quarter for Derek King.
The product of University of California, providing the goods in the third quarter for Macau. Lau Chi Lai, 17-point lead for the Macau Black Bears, and Derek King deflects that ball out of bounds.
Holyfield might have gotten away with what could have been a 3-second violation, trying to seal against Ryan Watkins, who's still talking to him.
Yeah. 27 seconds remaining in our third quarter. Here's the quick catch and shoot off the inbound. Lau Chi Lai. Oh.
That's number 4 on Tucker. Good job by Lau Chi Lai.
That was a smart decision by Lau Chi Lai to make Anthony Tucker commit before he took the shot.
Now, if you're Coach Mu Xianjin, do you keep Tucker on the floor? But, you know, you do have offense coming up.
Yeah. And Lau Chi Lai.
Now, they only call this a 2-point attempt. because he had to lean in. Mao Lai, of course, a veteran of the Hong Kong national team.
Also a 3-and-D guy in the lineup of Coach Edu Torres.
Yeah.
Before it was Leakey who was coming off the bench. But because now Leakey has been a staple of the starting unit, Mao Lai is that 3-and-D guy off the bench of Coach Edu. Tucker for 3. Oh! The Black Bears keep pouring it in here in the third.
You know what? When they're on, and they're one of the hardest teams in the league to stop.
Holyfield with a heave. No go. And at the end of the third quarter,
wow.
Here in the University of Macau,
it's a 29-point swing.
That's right.
First half.
That's what we saw here in the third quarter. 19-point advantage for the Macau Black Bears, 83-64. Entering the final frame here inside the University of Macau Sports Complex as you guys continue to see the highlights of the third quarter. Dominated, and that is understating it, Noel. A 42-13 quarter in favor of Macau, as you guys can see the quarters scoring here. That quarter alone making the difference of the entire game so far.
How about 3 players on a plus 19? After being minus 10 at the half, we're talking about Anthony Tucker, Ryan Watkins, and Mike McKinney. They just conspired to make things better. But I'm a big fan of the shooting right now that has been done by the guards of the Macau Black Bears.
Derek King.
Yeah, Derek King, of course, getting the job done as well. 8 points, all in the third for Derek King. Nathan, you started that off, and Anthony Tucker already now at 24 points after only scoring 6 at the half.
Right, 18-point quarter for Anthony Tucker. And chipping in for that 42-point quarter by the Black Bears. Here's Ricky Yang. Could not put out the fire.
Yeah,
ball goes back to him.
Yeah, the 2 Giants are back on the floor for Hong Kong Eastern. This is make or break time for them. Marcus Elliott, that's his first field goal since the first half.
Just easing his way in there. So Marcus will trim the lead to 17. But the Black Bears still with momentum. McKinney stops, pops, and gets it to drop.
And Mike McKinney, the medium-range shot has been working for him today. He did hit a triple in the third, but it's more of his medium range because that draws out Sam DeGuara.
If you're Hong Kong Eastern, you got to make your defense work here in the fourth quarter as Derek King commits the personal foul.
Yeah, he was sealed by Marcus Elliott that time. Nobody was going to help him, so he just gave up the foul.
Chan Chu Wing to inbound it. Ricky Yang left open. He chooses to drive, dishing it to Big Sam. Big Sam with the left hand.
And great penetration there by Ricky Yang to draw the defense. And all DeGuara had to do was put it in.
So Derek King would bring the ball down here for the Black Bears. Ryan Watkins on top. Emmanuel or...
if you're the Black Bears right now, Martin, you want to put the foot on the gas and make sure that the cockroach dies.
Yeah.
Because Hong Kong Eastern, also at any given time, Remember, this is the
her
former
up.
champion of the league.
That's right.
Anytime they can also heat things up, especially with Marcus Elliott on the floor.
And that's called against Marcus Elliott on the bump. McKinney back at the free throw line after scoring the first 2 points for the Macau Black Bears here in the fourth quarter. McKinney with 20 points so far.
That's actually a rare miss from the line. Only the fourth for the Macau Black Bears. 17 of 22 shooting from the free throw line for Macau.
McKinney averaging 24 points per game.
Ooh, that's rare, missing 2.
Wow. So empty trip for Macau. A slight opening at the door of Hong Kong Eastern. Marcus Elliott looking to make his way in, but they called the foul first on Tien.
Nah, they thought he thought it was on Holyfield. That's number 3 on him, though.
Yeah. So 3 fouls now on Tien. 4 on Liu Zihao and 4 on Lai Katong. It's a foul trouble situation on the big men of Macau.
They also have 4 fouls on Anthony Tucker.
That's right. Marcus penetrating. Deguara carving space off the glass and in over Watkins.
This is the time that Big Sam has to get involved as well. When he sat on the bench, this is where all the troubles began, when he picked up his 4th foul.
And a foul on the other end, though, as Ricky Yang was trying to defend. Second foul on him. Second team foul against Hong Kong Eastern. So a lot of fouls committed already.
Right. And there's no Lee Kee on the floor also for Hong Kong. So this unit on the floor has to get warmed up offensively. By the time Lee Kee comes in, might get a few threes and we might have a ball game.
Yeah. McKinney triggering it in. He's got Marcus Elliott on him. Watkins goes to Tien. They go at the post to Anthony Tucker, who's got the smaller Yang. Tucker on the blow by. The dish out to King. Off to the side. Tien keeps it alive. Yet another offensive rebound from him. Here is Tucker on the step back. Oh! Tucker knocks it in.
It is so simple when you look at him in motion.
The nonchalant jumper coming from Anthony Tucker.
It was all wrist also at the time.
But a foul on the other end. Third team foul here against Macau.
That's number 4 on Tian Zhongqian. So he now joins the endangered species list for the Macau Black Bears in terms of their big guys.
Holyfield at the line, missing on the first. These are important free throws for Hong Kong Eastern now.
8 of 13. Still good numbers from Michael Holyfield.
And got the double-double as well. Second straight in his second game in the league. Drops in the second.
Still some climbing to do here if you're Hong Kong Eastern.
Tucker off the quick spin. Oh, turnaround Jay. That was a nice move by Tucker, but the shot went out. Marcus Elliott driving, taking it strong, taking the contact, no good on the layup. McKinney racing the other way. Derek King from the corner, all day to shoot, no go. Holyfield towering for that rebound. So here comes Hong Kong Eastern.
How long before Lee Kee comes back in? Chan Siu Wing has been quiet since the first quarter, Martin.
He's been firing blanks. That was an air ball from Chan Siu Wing on a good look. Tucker driving, scoring, and getting fouled.
He just beat Ricky Yang off the dribble and just went straight up. Knew that nobody probably would be helping Ricky Yang. Deguara's got 5 fouls. All he's got to do is put his hands up.
How about Anthony Tucker really turning it up here in the second half? 29 points now from him.
This guy's a winner.
And how long are you going to put Ricky Yang on him if you're Coach Edu Torres?
Here comes Lee Kee. It's just a matter of time. But that experiment didn't work because now it's a 20-point lead for the Macau Black Bears.
Time running out for Hong Kong Eastern. There's the deflection, and Derek King dives for it. Look at the hustle from this guy.
Derek King thought he had a chance to get to it. But again, Derek King one of his best all-around games of the season so far.
Could be his best game, Noel.
Right, right.
Especially offensively.
Now remember, though, against the Wolf Warriors in Foshan, he really went ballistic from the outside.
Deguara looking for a teammate. He's still on top here. Oh, deflected and stolen away by McKinney. Tucker on the pull-up. Tucker knocks it down!
They're trying to bury Hong Kong while Hong Kong is still alive.
Oh my goodness. Holyfield puts it in. Anthony Tucker just taking over in the second half.
Amazing confidence shown by the reigning world import.
Watkins, too strong. Deguara grabs it. Eastern still in it.
Yeah, they still have time here.
Lee Key moves closer. Oh, doesn't get the bounce. Holyfield with the easiest putback of the night.
They know they can't trade baskets right now. They need to stop, but they first need to extinguish the fire in the hands of Anthony Tucker.
And right now, Anthony Tucker is being covered by Chan Shu Wing. He is at the post, calling for the ball, and gets it to him.
He dropped down to a zone as well.
Tucker on the back down, on the fade. One-legged jumper works. Everything falling now for Anthony Tucker.
Well, right now they're running out of options on how to stop him.
35 points for Tucker now. Lee Key using that screen, the cross court. Marcus against Derek King now. Marcus Elliott will back down. The pull-up jumper, difficult shot put in by Elliott.
Now Marcus Elliott, he's got 28 points in this game, but at the same time, Anthony Tucker, I think his season high is 43. Yeah. He's pretty close to it already.
Not a time to eclipse that. Tucker, and a couple of crossovers and the pull-up J. 37 big points, and he once again extends the lead to 21, 98 to 77 for the home squad.
Elliott can still do it. Ang problema, no one's helping.
It has been the Anthony Tucker Show for the Macau Black Bears here inside the University of Macau Sports Complex. 31 points in the second half, 37 points in total. And he gives them the 21-point advantage with under half-minute remaining in the ball game, Noel.
He's actually working on a triple-double as well. He's got 9 assists to go with 7 rebounds. So with this, at the rate things are going right now, he just might get it.
Watkins on the touch pass.
This is a great addition. Tian Zhongqian is a great addition to this team because he plays so many positions and he's quick for somebody who's about 6'7", 6'8".
That's a different texture now on the offense and defense for the Macau Black Bears. Marcus Elliott using that screen. Holyfield. Chan Chu Wing firing. Too strong. Deguara keeps it alive. Lee Key all day to shoot. Doesn't take it. Big Sam underneath scores the easier bucket.
Yeah, just token resistance that time. You still got to put the pressure on the Hong Kong Eastern squad. Make them remember this impending win come playoff time.
Mike McKinney on from 12 feet. The double pump will work for Mike.
I want to look at the shot chart and see how many Mike McKinney has made from between 10 to 12 feet. I'm telling you, Rip Hamilton will be proud.
And Hong Kong Eastern falling behind here by 23 points. Holyfield puts it up, and Hong Kong has only scored 28 in the second half. Tucker, oh, what a pass! McKinney with a left-handed finish. How about Anthony Tucker?
Well, he just needs a couple of rebounds more. He's going to get that triple-double.
The Guara underneath. Emphatic slam for Big Sam.
Believe it or
but
not.
Might be a little too late.
Yeah, but believe it or not, that's his first dunk of the second dunk of the day.
And Tien Zongjian will foul out, but how about his performance tonight? He could be the solution now for the Macau Black Bears.
Yeah.
Solution to the bigger teams here in the league, Noel.
Well, he can play 4, can also even play 5 if necessary, but you still got guys like Lai Katong, Liu Jihao. It's all of a sudden become a complete backup core for the front line for the Macau Black Bears. And what a time for it to come as well.
And I believe that's all they need to really complete their team.
Yeah, if the shooters can perform as well as Derek King, Nathan Yu, they've been doing so well as well.
That's right. McKinney throws the ball away. 2:39 left.
Yeah, they got this game. They got this game. They're up by 22, 2:39. You have to go back to that third quarter. That was a searing third quarter that they had, 42-13 against the former champions.
This is a 63-point outburst in the second half by Macau. Leakey off the curl. The bounce pass inside. Holyfield on the reverse. And trimming it down to 20. Approaching the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, the problem also for Hong Kong in their upcoming games, their next home game is on March 22.
Okay, this is a long break.
That's a long road. It's a long trip on the road.
Yeah, long trip on the road. That's right.
Yeah, for Hong Kong, they have about 5 or 6 games remaining on their schedule, but only the last 2 will be played at home. So they're going to have to figure out how to bounce back from this one while they're still on the road.
And this is the most important stretch for Hong Kong Eastern with a lot of teams still fighting at that middle position. Anthony Tucker fouling out of this game. Tucker finishing with 37 big points.
Let's see if he got a triple-double, Anthony Tucker, if he actually made it.
We'll check, but he has 37 points.
I think we had 10 assists already. Only 9 assists.
Yeah, 37 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds for Tucker.
I talked to Anthony Tucker in this building a couple of weeks ago when they actually lost to Formosa. Said that he would trade all his stats just to make sure that they get a win. So he doesn't care about triple-doubles and stuff like that as long as they get a win. And this is going to be a big one because this still puts them in a position where they can finish in the top 4 of the league and have home court advantage at least in the first round of the playoffs.
And after this, they're going to be 9-7.
Yeah.
So they're chasing the Saigon Heat. They're chasing the Formosa Dreamers there as Holyfield puts it back in.
Chasing Alab Pilipinas
Alab Pilipinas, right.
Chance Wing's going to foul out too.
And holding foul against Chan Chu Wing.
Oh, just his 4th, yeah.
So if you're Hong Kong Eastern, you got a good game against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Your frontline worked there. But today against the Macau Black Bears, it worked in the first half. But in the second half, they had a lot of problems, especially on the quicker lineup of Macau.
Well, it started with that, with Mike McKinney finding a way, just like that, to get some points in the paint from about 12 feet and off layups and stuff like that. But then Anthony Tucker said, all right, buddy, it's my turn in the second half.
Here is Sam Deguara losing it out of bounds. Macau will have it back. So if you're Coach Edu Torres, you have to assess the situation now, especially you have 2 imports alternating that roster spot for them. ODB, again, you mentioned earlier, looking to come back on March 2 as McKinney continues to pour in the point, or the points here for Macau.
Yeah, for O'Darian Bassett, it's actually a calf pull. All right, calf pulls range anywhere from, a couple of days to a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So even if there's like a week to go before their next game on March 2, he has time to heal that one. Now, do you keep Holyfield or do you keep DeGuara as well? That's another interesting situation.
That's a big question mark now. And remember, now they have this front line. They're having problems now on the ball creator, on the shot creator, with only Marcus Elliott being the legitimate one on the lineup. But without Holyfield in the lineup, that puts a thinner front line in the unit now of Coach Edu Torres, with only Tang Chi Hang, Adam Zhu, John Shu coming off the bench as the big men of this team.
Sam DeGuara's wound in the face is opened up once again. It's going to be a lesser of two evils as well. You need a shot creator whose name is not Marcus Elliott, but you're going to lose the rebounding.
And when you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah, that was first basket of the game for Lau Pon Chon,
who just checked in, by the way. And Chan Chu Wing finishing touches here, answers the three-pointer.
It's his first basket since the first quarter. Chan Chu Wing had a great start, but unfortunately, Macau had a better finish.
So the season series will end at 2-2. And they will even it up. Yeah, that makes it a lot more interesting here as we approach the end of the elimination round. But that makes it official. The Macau Black Bears winning here at home via a comeback against Hong Kong Eastern. Our final score, 113-93.
It's also interesting that not only did they split their season series, but both teams actually won on the road and defended their home court as well.
Yeah.
So if these two teams meet down the road, it would be interesting. Maybe 4 and 5 in the matchups. Of course, a lot of teams would have something to say about that. But again, for Macau, this is their last meeting. They want Hong Kong to remember the way they were blown out in this game. What a comeback from being down 10 at the half to winning 20 at the end of regulation.
All right. And I'm pretty sure Hong Kong Eastern will remember this game, Noel. They were once up by 14 points. I believe that was 40-26 in the second quarter. Macau Black Bears turning it up in the third frame. Anthony Tucker really had a lot of things going his way in the second half. 37 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds after only having 6 points in the first half. And you gotta love the performance as well from the other guys of Macau. Derrick King joining in the three-point party, and of course the relentless play of Ryan Watkins. And let's also mention the performance of the newcomer, Tian Zhongqian, really putting another dimension in the system now of the Macau Black Bears, with a legitimate guy, a big man at about 6'8", 6'9", working and complementing Ryan Watkins there at the front line.
He could be the last piece of the puzzle for Macau to make a deep playoff run. But what a big debut, what a big win for Macau. They've taken care of business at home. They still have 2 more home games coming up next week. One of them, however, is going to be against the only other team that's beaten them on this home floor, the defending champion, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
That's something we should watch out for here. And it's been a pleasure. Well, thank you so much for joining the coverage here. My name is Martin Ovier, saying thank you once again and good night. Thank you so much for catching the action here on ABL 9. Macau Black Bears winning this one, going up to 9-7 in the season. 113-93 is our final score against Hong Kong Eastern.